Hello, movie lovers. It's Friday afternoon, and you're with Bob. Yeah, Bob of the North, as I'm known through some of my friends on YouTube. I'm here to talk to you about the movies I watched this week. So, let's get started. First one I watched, well, it doesn't matter about first, but I watched this one. The One You Feed. Yeah, it starts off really good. Young guy takes a trip. He's got a backpack on him. He's tripping through the woods. Yeah, he has a tent. He's in there. He's in his tent sleeping, and he hears something. And all of a sudden, something grabs him and pulls him out of his tent. And then from there on, it's all downhill. Itchy nose. Don't bother with this movie. This is known as a terrible movie. I'm saving you time and money. The One You Feed. Starring Gareth Kuzrin, Rebecca Fraser, and Drew Harwood. Yeah, what year is this? Probably 220. Probably 2020. I think it's 2020. But yeah, this one gets a nil, which means, you know what nil means? Nil. Nil. Doesn't even register. From 1 to 10, a nil. So don't bother. What I'm doing with this one today, after I finish showing it to you, it gets thrown down the dumpster. Walk out my door, walk down the hallway, throw this down the dumpster. Yeah, he ends up in a house, an old house, I don't know, in the middle of nowhere with a girl and another guy, and it's just downright terrible. If you want to save some time, don't bother with this one. Alright, what else did I watch? Oh, I watched this Babylon. Babylon? Yeah. What year was this? Another one that's hard to tell. Oh, 2011? I gotta look real close for this. They're so small. But yeah, this one takes place in Eastern Europe. He's hired to take a young girl to New York. Right? He has to go to this, it's hard to tell you about it, right? But he has to go to this convent that's way up in the mountains. And he picks up this young girl, and the person that leaves and goes with her, to keep an eye on her. So he takes her in this big car, and they travel through Eastern Europe, and they end up in New York. But she's a special kind of person. Yes, she's a special kind of person. So I really can't tell you too much about it because I'll spoil it for you. But I liked it. I thought it was well done. This was one of my sealed movies that I never opened until I watched it. I took the plastic off and gave it a look. So yeah, I never saw this movie before. This is my first time I've seen it or watched it, whatever you prefer. But I thought it was well done. I liked it. And I like Vin Diesel. I've always liked him. I think the first time I saw him was in Saving Private Ryan, if I remember correctly. So I did see a few of his movies over the years, and he's good. I liked him. I like him as an actor. What did I give this one? See, I didn't even mark it down. I think I gave it a good 7, a high 7. It's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, yeah, watch it. It's a good go. It's a good watch. And what else did I watch? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Face Off. Yeah. John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, 1997. Yeah, this is good. Nicolas Cage is a nut bar. John Travolta's the police officer, right? Right. And John Travolta's after Nick Cage's character. Until they decide to, he's in jail. No, I think it's his brother that's in jail. So in order to find out what his brother knows, I guess, pretty sure it was his brother. Oops. As always, correct me if I'm wrong. So what they do is they change faces, right? They put John John Travolta's face on Nicolas Cage, and they send him into jail. He goes to jail in the same jail that his brother is, right? So he tries to find out where the bomb is, basically where the bomb is. There's a big bomb that's supposed to be blowing up and killing all kinds of people. Well, that's the concept. This I haven't seen this movie in years either. I mean, I've seen it before, obviously years ago, right? And I've had this movie for years. So it's from 1997, Face Off. Very well done. What did I give this? I gave this an 8. A very good movie, an 8. It gets an 8 from me. From Bob, it gets an 8. All right. What else did I watch? Oh, this one. This is very good. The Gunfighter, 1950. Gregory Peck. Yes, Gregory Peck. Stars as Johnny Ringo. What a name, eh? Johnny Ringo. Western. With a name like Johnny Ringo. Anyway, he decides, for what the story is, he decides that he wants to go see his wife and kid. This little boy he hasn't seen for, well, forever, 7 years or whatever. So he rides into town, he goes into the bar, and he sits there, right? Of course, the sheriff comes over, he talks to the sheriff, says all he wants to do is see his wife and kids. Or kid, I should say, only one. So the sheriff heads out of town and goes sees his wife, and his wife says no, she doesn't want to see him. But he's still sitting in the bar. So this young guy gets up and decides to see how fast he is, Johnny Ringo. Well, it turned out bad for the young guy. Johnny Ringo shoots him and kills him. He's dead on the floor. But it goes on from there. Yes, so it's a very good movie. What did I give it? I gave that an 8. The Gunfighter. Gregory Peck. The only friends were his guns. His only refuge was in a woman's heart. Yeah, Helen Westcott, Maillard Mitchell, Gene Parker, and directed by Henry King. A big 8 out of 10. The Gunfighter. Oh, now watch this one. Ghosts of Mississippi. Whoopi Goldberg, James Woods, and Adam Baldwin. Yes, the leader, a black guy, gets shot in the back. He dies in front of his wife and kids, as Whoopi Goldberg, right? And this white guy, James Woods, goes on trial for killing him. Well, you know, he gets off. Gets off twice, for that matter. So 27 years later, they decide to redo the trial, and Adam Baldwin is the lawyer. So yeah, they end up going to court. And there's more, stuff that goes on in the movie besides that, right? But, yeah, Whoopi Goldberg does a good job here. James Woods is the bad old white guy, that doesn't like black people. He does a tremendous job. And Adam Baldwin, as the lawyer, yeah, it's well done also. Ghost of Mississippi. I tried to find this on Amazon on a Blu-ray, and I can't find it, so I don't even know if it comes in a Blu-ray, but I tried looking for it and I can't find it. But yeah, what did I give that one? What did I give Ghost of Mississippi 1996? I gave it an 8. Well done story. Everybody does well in this movie. I liked everybody. All the actors, the main actors, did a lovely job. Ghost of Mississippi. Oh, then I watched this one. I think Ian watched this too this week. I think that's where I got it from. He was watching it, and I thought, oh, I think I have that. I'm not sure. I better look and see. So, of course, I looked, and I do have it. And I watched it. It stars Tommy Lee Jones and Barry Pepper. Barry Pepper was in, what was it, Saving Private Ryan? I'm pretty sure he was, as the sniper, right? Kisses his cross and he kills people. But yeah, Barry Pepper, he's been in a few movies, so I liked him. But Tommy Lee Jones, he's the movie, right? But anyway, he meets up with a Mexican guy, he becomes friends, and they drink together and, ride horses together, and they're setting up on setting up in the hill and chatting, talking, the water's running through, and his friend says to him, if anything happens to me, right, and, I'm dead and die, or, something happens, take me back home, right? Take me back to where he was born, where he came from, down in Mexico. So they chat and chitter and laugh and stuff. And so one day later on down the road, whenever that was, he's at his place, the Mexican guy, and he decides to shoot a wolf. Right, there's a wolf running around trying to steal his sheep. So he takes a couple of shots at the wolf, and Barry Pepper's out there, as the guard, right, one of the guards that watched, the border. And he hears the shot, so he takes his rifle and takes a couple of shots, right, and he shoots the Mexican guy. Yeah, and the story goes on from there. What happens to the Mexican guy, right, and what happens to Barry Pepper's character, and what happens to Tommy Lee Jones' character. Tommy Lee Jones decides to take Nicholas Estrada back home to where he was born. Yeah, but there's more to it than that. But you have to watch it to, I'm not going to tell you what happens, but that's the main gist of the story. Yeah, 2006, The Three Burials of Nicholas Estrada. What did I give that? Oh, I gave that a 7. A high 7. It's better than a little 7. A high 7. But yeah, it's a very good movie. I watched this one again. No problem. What else did I watch? Oh yeah, okay. Then I watched on Movie Time here in Toronto. I watched The Book Club from 2018, right? Well, these 4 older ladies, yeah, I better watch what I say. 4 older ladies, probably in their late 60s, 70s, something like that, even though Jane Fonda's 80, I think. But anyway, I don't know how old the other ladies are. But, yeah, it stars Diane Keaton and Jane Fonda, what's her name, Sturbergen or something, and there's a couple other ladies. I can't write down everybody's names, but 4 friends in a book club. They're already in a book club, right? They're old girls. They read a book, right, and they chat about the book. There's lots of that going on. My wife Kathy used to be in a book club years ago. But so they read the book 50 Shades of Grey, right? So they decide they want their lives spiced up a bit, right? So they decide to do that, and what they do and what comes of them and stuff like that, right? It's hilarious. It's a fun movie. It's just a simple little movie about 4 old ladies and going on dates and husbands and dancing and reading a book and daughters. When you get 2 daughters looking after you and they're telling their mom that she's old and she has to be careful and don't fall down the stairs and shit like that, right? So. Yeah, it's good. I liked it. I gave it a 7. And then I watched a movie called Sparkle on TCM. Sparkle, 1976. And it's a story about 3 talented sisters living in Harlem, form a singing group. Well, it's supposed to be about, I guess it's a take on it's a take on singing groups back in the 60s. This is probably a take on Supremes. But I thought it was boring. There's even a scene in it where one of the daughters says goodbye to her mother and sister. She walks out the door, and you never hear from her again. She's just gone. Gone. She's gone. Anyway, it stars Irene Cara. The girl is in Fame, the dancer, Irene. Yeah, and Philip M. Thomas, and he was in Miami Vice, right? So I didn't really care for it. It didn't reach the crescendo of a very good movie. I thought it would be good, talking about. It says the Supremes. It could be any group, anything at that time period, right? But it fell short. Kind of fell short, right? So I gave it a 5. Yeah, rates a 5. Sparkle, 1976. And then I watched a movie on Movie Time here on the movie channel that I pay for every month. I watched a movie called Destroyer, 2018. Stars Nicole Kidman, which you can't even tell it's her with all this makeup all over her face, right? So, yeah, when the leader of the gang in which she worked undercover years ago returns to town, Aaron embarks on a journey of revenge. It's slow, nothing much happens in it, a lot of talking, a little bit of gunplay, stuff like that, but I found it boring. Yeah, sitting there going, like coming on, come on. But yeah, over and said, whatever, it's boring, the main line, so I gave it a 5. It never reached beyond a 5, and that's Destroyer with Nicole Kidman. Yeah, so that's it for this week. It's cold in Toronto. Yes, it's cold in Toronto here. The wind's blowing, and when the wind blows, it bites you, right? So it's like, yeah, it's cold and windy. But yeah, so I'm going to be watching that Alfred Hitchcock movie. That's for the Grumpy Old Gentleman's channel. Could probably be watching it today or tomorrow, and I'll probably have a video up Sunday or Monday talking about Without a Doubt, Beyond a Doubt. I think what it's called, Beyond a Doubt. Yeah, and that's in this set here. Let's see. Can't even get the movie right. Shadow of a Doubt. Yeah, I'll be watching this one. We'll be talking about this. Shadow of a Doubt. Yeah, Shadow of a Doubt. Yeah. I'll be watching that. Charlie. Teresa Wright. Young Charlie. Yeah, that's going to be watching, like I said, watching that. Alfred Hitchcock. Now, this movie, Shadow of a Doubt's my #1 Hitchcock movie. Although I've not seen all the Hitchcock movies, but I've seen a lot of them. So all the ones that I did see, this is my #1 movie, Shadow of a Doubt by Hitchcock. So there you go, people. All right, stay tuned next week, same time. I don't know about the time. But anyway, it's a Batman TV show, same channel, same time, and all that shit, right? Didn't like Batman TV show. No, I didn't care for it. I know, I was there, people. I saw it in January 1966 when it first came on TV. Yeah, I didn't care for it. Anyway, that's it for the day or the week and whatever, and chat next Friday for more movies that I watched this week. All right, talk to you later. Stay safe and keep watching those movies. Later.